Okay, sorry about that. My capture card got all fucky wucky on me, so I had to do a reset. Anyway, since beginning video, we're reacting to Starvharv. This is part 2, so I didn't really want to start all the way back. So anyway, yeah. So Starvharv created video. Credit where credit's due. Let's continue.
For Egypt's Swan High Dam construction because the rebels bought weapons. NASA develops
Star
the
Wars.
Suez Canal. The 29th of
No.
October, crisis in Sweden.
Uh-oh.
France, Israel, and Britain fly to Egypt to attack NASA.
What?
Canada opens the door to Ambassador Lester B. Pearson. UN Peace Prize Prime Minister of Canada. Awarded the Nobel Peace Prize to Lester B. Pearson.
Oh.
I think he wants us to know that he has a Nobel Peace Prize. November 6th, Dwight Eisenhower loses the presidential election to Adele Stevenson.
No.
December, North Vietnamese rebellion begins in North Vietnam with Vietnamese aid.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if it's Vietnam, I mean, you know. And I think they mean Soviet aid, by the way. So Ho Chi Minh was asking for help against like France and Japan since like literally since like World War One. So, and the Soviets were the only ones to actually help. So
15.5, British darts.
Oh.
1958, Languinary, Memoirs of Pope Mao. August.
Mao was a radical communist. He should be classified as a terrorist, just like Stalin. He killed more than Stalin and Hitler combined. I'm just saying.
A Raytheon intercontinental ballistic missile is launched from Moscow towards Britain.
Uh-oh.
On August 23, China began dropping atomic bombs. This was the beginning of the Second Taiwan War.
Yes, but not on Taiwan, though. They also did nuclear testing. Laotiang, I think? Hold on. What was it? No, that's totally wrong. They started October 16th, 1964, known as Project 596. In Lopner test base in Xinjiang, China. 22 kilotons, atmospheric test from a steel tower.
The Cold War has just become hot very quickly. September 1st, Iceland starts water supply. That killed the mood very quickly. The British protested and sent ships to the area. Iceland just got water for the first time, and the British were like, October
Yeah, that
11th,
sounds very
the
British.
author has moved.
Oh.
It's November, Berlin Crisis 1958, 1959, Euro 1959.
That I think is Checkpoint Charlie. Hold on. No, 1961. So no.
December 6th, continue running
Hold on. Berlin Wall? Shit.
3 ads. Is this when YouTube was established? 1959. January 2nd is the first month. However,
January
he
1st.
flew 5,990 kilometers without using an aeroplane. He is just so powerful.
Damn,
March
he's getting
3rd,
good.
Moon Artist 4. This image was taken as it traveled 60,000 kilometers from the moon to the moon, which is 32,000 kilometers away. September, Khrushchev visits the United States for 13 days.
So Khrushchev did visit the United States. Yes, September 15th to September 27th, 1959. He was This is true. He was not allowed to visit. Not allowed to visit Disneyland. That is accurate. That's true.
But is not allowed to visit Disneyland. To the sea. Sea time!
Fun fact: Khrushchev's son Sergei is actually a U.S. citizen. Well, I think he passed away in like 2020. It was like 2015, 2020. But yeah, his son became a U.S. citizen, just like Stalin's granddaughter is a U.S. citizen. Yeah, I'm not joking.
December, Viet Cong NEC is established in North Vietnam. It is a communist revolution that overthrew the communist regime in North Korea.
What? I think they mean to overthrow the South Vietnamese government. That was pretty much still loyal to French colonialism, I think. But the South was very much anti-communist.
It is found in northern Vietnam and USSR. I like how they had a communist revolution to overthrow a communist government. 1960, April. Jupiter will test an intercontinental...
Jupiter IRBMs. That was the name of the rocket, the Jupiter missiles, which was stationed in Turkey. And that was a contention point of the Cuban Missile Crisis. So the Soviets had to remove their missiles from Cuba, and we remove our Jupiter missiles from Turkey.
ballistic missile, like Britain's Raytheon, at Morotto in Moscow, Italy. June,
What?
conflict between China and the Soviet Union.
The Sino-Soviet split. Yes, that is true. So Soviet communism versus Chinese Maoist communism, and oddly enough, they did not get along.
Chinese leaders were not satisfied with the Soviet treatment of slaves.
Not slaves, but they were not satisfied with Soviet communism, so...
The computer was invented and the war with the USSR began. The third Cold War has begun.
No.
I started having a similar problem on July 5th. August
Why?
11th, Chad retires from golf. Oh. On September 23rd, Khrushchev addressed the United Nations General Assembly in New York. I went to America for a month. May 5th, Alan Shepard becomes the first American to travel to space, successfully campaigning for freedom.
Sweet.
May 19th, Jupiter retains Jupiter's shipland. It will be the first spacecraft to fly from Jupiter to Earth. I think
No.
Jupiter is like the entire planet is like united and also involved in the Cold War somehow. October 17th, unification of the Ukrainian SSR and the Ukrainian SSR. It's the Cuban Missile Crisis. October 16th, USSR builds nuclear power plant in Cuba.
They stationed missiles in Cuba, so...
USSR agrees to non-binding agreement. Kennedy confirmed to Cuba about nuclear missiles and promised to destroy US missiles.
No, President Kennedy promised to remove the Jupiter IRBMs from Turkey if Soviets removed their ICBMs from Cuba. There was no nuclear power plant, though.
Ka and Castro betrayed Turkey and Italy.
What?
Why? December 7th, rebellion against British rule in Brunei. This match will be the first match between Indonesia and Malaysia. On August 5th, Great Britain and the Soviet Union signed the Pacific Treaty. It's not an underground nuclear bomb. It's not. Trust me on this.
So people were getting really pissed off in like US, UK, USSR, everywhere pretty much, that people were doing atmospheric nuclear tests. Understandable. I don't exactly want nuclear explosion dust raining on my head. Radiation kind of sucks. So to get by that, they started detonating nuclear explosions underground. So that's truthful.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. November 22nd, John F. Kennedy is injured and dies in Dallas. Some believe
Injured is an understatement. He was assassinated. And I actually saw the video. He got chunked. His brain got boop. Watermelon. He literally got domed, and chunks and skull flew everywhere. It was gnarly.
Communist government or the CIA is responsible, but they still need treatment. Kennedy was inaugurated as the President of the United States by Vice President Lyndon.
No. Lyndon B. Johnson was inaugurated. Kennedy was assassinated.
Johnson. On January 27th, 1964, France recognized the People's Republic of China. On February 10th, the People's Republic of China severs diplomatic relationships with France. It didn't last long. On September the 24th, Mozambique and Lithuania begin the Mozambique War of Independence. Portugal's not involved in this. Taking it out on Lithuania instead. November 28th, Sailor Moon 4 is released.
I think Sailor Moon came out in like the 80s, I think. Yeah, so we're like 20 years too early.
1965, March 23rd. See the top 9 matches. The Belarusian government declared independence on November.
No. Countries didn't start declaring independence until like 91.
11th. And Harold Wilson recognized independence as British Prime Minister. No one recognized Rhodesia.
Rhodesia will live on forever.
But Portuguese neighbours, including Mozambique and South Africa, vowed to overthrow the African Empire.
What?
1967. On March 12th, Emperor Suharto died and declared himself President of Indonesia.
What?
East African countries, such as the Soviet Union, the people...
Two of those are East Asian and one's Eastern European, but not East African. What?
People's Republic of China and North Korea. Indonesian treaty was signed by Suharto and the United States. The new football season brings the capital and foreign countries into Indonesia. China dropped its first nuclear bomb on June 17th, 2017.
No.
I must have missed that. July 1st, war begins.
That's why.
Don't know which one. Just war. Any of them.
war.
Pick one. Pick one. The 21st to the 27th of December. 8th moon Apollo enters lunar orbit for the first time. He made 10 orbits before returning to Earth, but never landed on the moon. He has become, like, supernaturally powerful now. He was powerful before, but he wasn't orbiting the Earth powerful. He arrived in the United States from New Armstrong Airport on July 20th.
Cool.
July 25th, the Vietnam War begins.
No. The Vietnam War began in like 55. It lasts till 75. Yeah, it... Yep. From 1955 to 1975. Not a lot of people know it started in the 50s, but yes, it did.
American troops left Vietnam, and war began
U.S. troops left Vietnam in 1975.
in South Vietnam. September 1st, Colonel Muammar Gaddafi overthrows the Libyan government. Libya, an ally of Britain and the Soviet Union, was killed.
Oh.
Rest in peace. A moment of silence for Libya, please. The entire country was killed.
Damn. What the hell?
Some of you might look and say,
1970. August 17th includes Wolves 7. December
What?
15th to the 7th is Thursday. He
Wow.
becomes the first astronaut to land on another planet.
Good for him.
1971. Idi Amin's victory in Uganda on January 25th
Another brutal dictator.
was a joke. My favourite one is just March 28th. Say no more. September, Prime Minister Edward Heath expels 105 Soviet officials from Britain. His leg was cut off with a sword. December 2nd, Mars 3 approaches Earth and makes measures. He landed on Mars for the first time. However, it is spread for less than 20 seconds. September 28th, 2019, Canada's biggest event, the Soviet hockey
Oh, yeah, and then us Americans come in and whoop the Soviets' ass, but that was not in 2017, though.
series. September 11th, 1973, Chilean Revolution. King Augustus Pinochet killed King Augustus. On June 28th, the beginning of Moscow. On April 18th...
Moscow began like 1,000 some years before. I mean, Moscow... Yeah, Moscow's been around for a while.
Khmer Rouge invaded Cambodia, led by Paul Home. Who? May 12th.
What?
Mayaguez in...
I think they mean Pol Pot, who was arguably the absolute nastiest dictator of the 20th century. Worse than Stalin, worse than Hitler, worse than Mao. I mean, he was like the absolute worst.
Incident. The US Navy intervenes between the Khmer Rouge and the United States, rescuing the ship and its crew. He leads the team to failure.
What?
He's losing it a bit. My favorite month, Julia. The Apollo program has already started. This was the first flight of the joint Soviet-American space program. A successful mission is seen as a sign of space flight. November, condoms are sent to South America. The terrorist attack against him took place on November 29th. On June 29th, Syria will withdraw from the United Nations and join the United Nations.
What?
July 20th, return to the United States. Leave Thailand.
Okay.
September 9th, Mr. Mao Shandong. Mr. Mao...
What? Shandong. You mean Mao Zedong, Zedong, whatever you want to call it?
Shandong, everybody. 1978, Independence Day in England.
Oh.
Chinese President Xi Jinping said...
I mean, he's the modern president of China, but not back there in the Cold War.
On December 18th, that China will continue to promote innovation and open up to the outside.
Debatable. Innovation, no.
World. On December 25th,
Considering they like to ban and censor shit from the outside world, no. That's more or less false.
a communist government was established in Afghanistan.
The Soviets wanted to. Hold on, I gotta look this up because I'm not this particular thing. I'm not too 100% on. Okay, so yes, Afghanistan had a communist government from 1978 to 1992, starting with the People's Democratic Party of Afghanistan, PDPA, backed by the Soviet Union, and ending with the fall of Kabul. Okay, so yes, apparently there was.
Visit Vietnam and Cambodia, please. May 4th, Ellie Margaret is elected Prime Minister of the
You mean Margaret Thatcher?
United Kingdom. John Paul II visits Poland for the first time.
No. Pope John Paul II was born in Poland. He was Polish. He survived World War II. He survived the well, he wasn't Jewish, but he still survived the Holocaust. Yeah, because the Nazis were not Christians, despite what people say. No, they were not. Hitler was not. They were occultists. They were freaks. Just like the Soviet Union were a bunch of freaks. No. John Paul II survived World War II. He survived Korea. Became Pope. He was born in Poland.
He was born in Poland.
Oh, I just said that.
But this is the first time he's ever visited. On December 12th, NATO threatened to divide...
Hey, December 12th is my birthday. Not 1979, though, but...
develop nuclear weapons in Western Europe. He has played this game twice. Is he like a fourth wall break? He's actually controlling everything.
New Game Plus.
And this is his second
New
playthrough.
Game Plus.
It would explain a lot. May the 17th. Marx Lenin government and Peruvian army. Very good.
No.
On July 3rd, the CIA launched a counter-Soviet operation against African Union.
No. They launched a counter-Soviet operation against the Soviets in Afghanistan. Hence the Stinger missiles. Shooting down enemy Hinds and stuff.
Forces in Afghanistan. August 31st. After Lenin attacks Gdansk port, Poland signs the Treaty of Gdansk.
No. Lenin died in 1924. He's been dead for like 6 decades. The Nazis and the Soviets under Stalin did.
1981, January 20th. Ronald Reagan is elected 40th President of the United States. She was elected thanks to President Reagan's
What?
anti-Semitic policy.
What?
On December 13th, UN Secretary General Wojciech Chasky called for the abolition of the right to life in order to settle political differences between the Chinese Communist Party and...
And
I'm
what?
calling for the abolition of the right to live.
And what?
1982. On the 24th, President Ronald Reagan announced the Caribbean Initiative to prevent the collapse of communism.
That was the Marshall Plan, not Reagan's. Marshall Plan and the Truman Doctrine.
In local government. This universe is Ronald Reagan. It's very different. April 2nd, the United States invades the Falkland Islands.
The British did, not the United States.
This was the beginning of the Falklands War.
The British were successful in the Falklands, by the way.
Brand new He law just dropped. The 30th of May. He is from Spain.
Oh.
Born in Spain. Oh, Zamorhi law. The Communist Party of Sri Lanka was banned on the 30th of July. He can be called the youngest son of the Soviet Revolution.
Oh.
This is giving some background to he now. I like it. In October, American forces invaded the Caribbean island of Grenada. He overthrew the communist government, overthrew the Cuban army, and stopped the Soviets from building an airport. May the 24th.
Damn, good for him.
Congress adopts the Borland Convention.
What?
He condemned aid to the rebels. August
The hell's a
11th,
Borland?
Soviet Union President Ronald Reagan mocks Mike during testimony.
He wasn't the president of the Soviet Union. He was president of the United States. Hey, what's up? Now, I think what they mean, President Reagan mocked the Soviet Union under Mikhail Gorbachev, which in Russian, Mikhail is Russian for Mike or Michael. He called the Soviet Union an evil empire. I think that's what they mean. And he was giving a presidential speech about it, so that's probably what they mean.
Week. President Reagan says, "I am America."
Not yet.
I
am delighted
America.
to sign Russia with. Each 5 minutes is burning.
What?
What?
What does that mean?
1985, February 6th.
Oh, it's Starvharv ruining the Cold War with bad translation. The Reagan, what? The Reagan Doctrine? No, you mean the Truman Doctrine and the Marshall Plan.
The Reagan Doctrine calls on the United States to support communist revolutions
No! That's wrong!
in third world countries. On April 22nd, the National Assembly elected members of the National Reform Commission.
What?
He was convicted of crimes against humanity and war crimes in Argentina from 1976 to 1983. God created human beings with life. November 21st, Ronald Reagan and Gorbachev meet twice. Parentheses, 3 times.
What the fuck? Is it 2 or is it 3?
For a conference in Geneva, Switzerland. There's a new character just dropped. 1986. She was elected the first female prime minister of the Philippines. 1989, January the 20th, George W. Bush was elected as the 41st President of the United States. Not H.W. Bush, but George W. Bush. February the 2nd, Soviet forces withdraw from Afghanistan.
Yeah, so HW came after Reagan, so W was his son.
And then on March 15th, civil war broke out in Afghanistan, and Soviet troops were expelled.
Yeah, the Soviets did pull out in 89. It was like 89, 90. Because the Soviet Union was pretty much collapsing by that time. It collapsed December 25th, 26th, 1991.
From the country. You just keep getting kicked out. Tiananmen Square massacre on June 4th left dozens dead.
Like hundreds, thousands actually. Yeah, the Tiananmen was worse than people thought.
After the Chinese government cracked down on protests in Beijing. Not thousands, just dozens. On November the 17th to the 28th, the Grape Revolution ends in Czechoslovakia.
What?
The day after the Malta summit, Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev and American President George W. Bush announced they had signed a permanent peace treaty. Many observers saw the meeting as the official start of the Cold War.
The Cold War started in 1945. The Cold War actually started during World War II. Like the very ass end of World War II and the Cold War overlapped.
Those were a bit stupid though, so ignore them. 1990, 29th of May, Boris was elected president.
I wouldn't really say elected. 90 and 91 was extremely tumultuous with Soviet, like Yeltsin and Gorbachev forces and the Russian mafia.
Yeltsin, Russia. 1991, Albany's ruling Labour Party dissolved on June 12th. August the 22nd, add and add not.
What?
That is the question. Turkey declared independence on October 26th.
Turkey's been independent. They were never a part of the Soviet Union.
The majority voted for the independence from the Soviet Union. Turkey was part of the Soviet Union the whole time. We didn't know. December 22nd, beginning of the French War.
What?
President Bush received a phone call from President Yeltsin and gave a birthday speech on December 25th. You know the Cold War. I hope you do, because you should watch a video about it. And then December 26th.
Here we go.
The Ukrainian parliament dissolved the Soviet Union, and America became the only country in the
America. world. So yeah, that's so that's Starvharv ruining World War II with bad translations. Anyway, speaking of, I am going to continue my downloads. So you should see my World War I and World War II ones. Well, not mine. They're my reactions to it, I mean. So, but yeah, that's the end of the video. So, gonna end it here. I might stream a little bit of I might stream some combat training, Black Ops 1. I do not want to stream Black Ops 1 multiplayer. I was playing some last night, and there's stuff I cannot have on stream that people say. Yeah, so I'm just gonna stream like combat training and stuff, just kind of like, it's gonna be on like recruit, easy difficulty, and hardcore mode. So I'm just gonna like start picking off like like Spetsnaz guys. So yeah, it's the end of the video. Sorry, I'm gonna stream like back to back. Don't worry. So like, give me like 2 minutes so I can set up the Black Ops 1 stream, and then I will get back to it. And by the way, are you in my Discord? If not, you should join my Discord. Oh, ready to play. Never mind, maybe not. No, I think I will play some Black Ops 1. Anyway, see y'all in a little bit here.